Hey, Be Fabbo listeners, welcome back. This is episode 104. I was leading a roundtable discussion recently, and this was a group of about 50 to 60 women entrepreneurs, all kinds of different niches and business owners. And there were some teams in there, so there were some employees and some staff. But we were having some roundtables, and the whole day was built about breaking out into roundtables and talking about how to keep moving forward in your business and just general business conversations on mindset that I love. So I had the honor of being the moderator and leading the roundtable. And someone raised their hand and said, I want to bring up something about kindness. I think that kindness no longer matters, that it's just another trend for social media quotes. But it's not what we're seeing from people. It's not how people are acting. And man, that just hit me differently. These questions were not pre-done questions. If everybody can bring up and talk, hence a round table for discussion. But man, it just hit me differently. And I thought, is that true? Is that how we feel? Is that what we're looking at? So for this episode today, episode 104, Beyond Social Media Quotes, Why Kindness Still Creates Impact in Business and Life. I wanted to kind of dive in a little bit because if we really look around, we do see kindness. It's just that the loudest voices often focus on negativity. And I thought, let's dive in a little further and kind of maybe bring you into that roundtable, but also to keep the conversation going. So again, hit me up in voicemail, hit me up in text, send me an email. Let's keep this conversation going. Share on social media this episode. And let's really see and dive in a little bit about if we think kindness is just something that is going on social media. So I wanted to dive into that because I do believe that kindness is still one of the most powerful tools in leadership, in success strategies, in growth mindset, personally and professionally, that we can cultivate. Kindness isn't a weakness, and I sometimes think that we often think if we show kindness, it shows that we're weak. And I don't think it's just for social media. I think it's the thing that sets Fabbo human beings apart, leaders apart, and business apart. So I'm glad to be with you. Thanks for sharing space with me. Let's dive in on and why kindness, in my opinion, isn't just a trend. Now, the problem with surface level kindness on social media is a couple things. And I agree with the person that asked this question that we're not always seeing that in real life, but we see a lot of it on social media. We see kindness and inspirational quotes. Heck, I'm guilty of sharing that type of content. Mindset, motivation, momentum. I'm all about empowering you, encouraging you to be the best version of yourself, to find success on your own terms, to show up authentically. That's what I'm about. But I also teach and share and support the strategy behind that. But I do all that from the source of kindness because I do believe kindness matters in everything that we do. So if we think about this question that came out of this round table, are we practicing kindness outside of social media? Are we only really using social media to share kindness quotes? What kindness is often dismissed as weakness? Is that why we sometimes don't talk about it? Because if we say, out of kindness, I gave somebody a refund, or from the kindness of my heart, I did this, this, and this. So do we sometimes mix up those metaphors that we think, okay, you're weak, you gave in? Are we exchanging kindness for weakness? I just don't think it's something that you can afford not to do in business. But yet, as this conversation, this round table went on, people were sharing that if you show kindness, it means that you're weak and you really can't afford to be extra kind in kindness. It will hurt your bottom line. Now, this is the part that is reality check for me. I don't think kindness is I don't think of kindness as just being nice. I think that it's necessary and it's just part of who we actually are deep down inside. Now, I'm shaking my head along with some of you. People can be mean. And let's face it, the world that we live in now here at the time of this recording in 2025, it's mean out there. It's not a pretty picture. But I think that we have to be kind in business. And I think if you're leading with kindness and that's who you are as a human, it's reflected in your business. And I think it's reflected in the success of your business. Think about from a strategic advantage. Think about companies that have strong kindness-centered cultures. Patagonia, Trader Joe's. Both those companies thrive because they prioritize relationships. And if you're an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, if you're leading a team, if you own a company and have team members, even if you're that solo entrepreneur, you're still a leader. And I think if you lead with kindness, you will retain talent, you'll inspire loyalty, and you will create impact personally and professionally. I mean, science backs this too, friends. Study shows that acts of kindness will boost productivity, mental well-being, and emotional resistance. So the key takeaway here at this section of the podcast episode is kindness isn't just feel-good concept. It's a strategy for creating momentum, motivation, and meaningful impact. Now, if we dive deeper, we're going to keep diving deep this whole episode. Everything should layer upon each other, I guess. Let's do layers of kindness and rip those layers off one by one. The ripple effect of kindness. I don't think that kindness is just shifted for one moment, and I don't think it can just shift one moment, but I think it can change the trajectory of a day, a life, of a legacy. I mean, think about if you're kind, and you generally are a kind person, and I want to believe, and I choose to believe that people are genuinely kind. If you reach out in kindness, you can make such an impact on one person. They may have a really bad morning or a really bad day, and your genuine gift of kindness can change how they see and act the rest of the day, how they treat people moving forward. And that brings me up to a story about one of my clients, Laura. She's a small business owner who started an independent bakery in a quiet neighborhood. And she poured everything. Raise your hand right now unless you're driving. Shake your head up and down. You know what it's like to pour into your business. Blood, sweat, tears, countless hours, your heart, everything goes in to this dream career or this dream project or your business that you want to make an impact with. You pour everything into it. And you started off with struggles and you hit some roadblocks, but then you got on a groove and then things were going well. And all of a sudden you hit another wall. And you had some slow months and mounting expenses. And that's where Laura found herself. And then she found herself questioning, would this continued pain or would this continued effort be worth it? Is she doing the right thing by trying to keep the bakery afloat? Is she doing what changes does she need to make? Because she got into the groove. And after studying everything about what products to offer, what services to offer, and what mixed recipes, what was going to be the best to serve the neighborhood. After she did all that, she found herself hitting that plateau. And then one morning, a client came in. And this client comes in every single morning at the same time. And instead of just grabbing her coffee and her pastry and sitting down, scrolling on social media for a few moments, she decided to ask Laura to share a little bit of her story. She wanted to know how Laura got here. She wanted to know how Laura became who she was, how this bakery became as successful in this customer's eyes as it was. And it did catch Laura off guard. So she started sharing about the bakery and why she loved baking. And then she also, in a tearful way, started sharing the struggle she was facing right now about trying to get more customers to come in. The cost of ingredients was going up. The cost of coffee was going up. The cost of rent was going up. Everything was going up. And she wasn't sure if she could keep pushing the price points in order for her to find profitability and to be successful. She was finding her purpose, but she was also losing her joy. Because you can be profitable, purposeful, and joyful in your business, and you should. Because if you're doing what you love, it should bring you those three things, right? We talk about that often here. But as she started sharing with the customer, she found out that this customer was really listening and intent. Now this customer did the unexpected but powerful thing. The next thing this customer did after listening to Laura's story was share on social media. She wrote on social media a heartfelt post about how she was an overnight caregiver and every morning. And dealing with that is in sadness. If you're a caregiver, you know how that's not the most thankful job, but it's a needed job. And you have to be a certain type of person to be a caregiver, especially overnight. But every night after she would leave, on her way home, she would stop at Laura's bakery, grab a cup of coffee and whatever the pastry of the day was, because she got that boost from coming into the atmosphere that Laura's store had, the smell, the aroma, just the warmth of it. And it made this customer feel valued and feel seen and feel good about what she does. And she stopped every morning for this 30 to 45 minutes before she would go home after working late night to start her day. And it was coming into Laura's store that helped set the tone for her for the rest of the day, that she felt that Laura was giving her kindness in her recipes. She wrote about the homemade cinnamon rolls and how they made her feel, took her back to her childhood, about the warm atmosphere. But then she talked about the person behind the business, how Laura had that passion, that caring, and that kindness, and that she was concerned that with growing price of ingredients and rent, was she going to be able to pass that on to the customers? And how could she do that? Out of kindness, not out of need. But she needed to do it, but she needed to be kind to do it. And this one act of kindness that this customer wrote, this genuine shout out on social media, changed everything for the next few months. What happened next was within weeks, so many people started liking the post, and not just liking for the hearts and not just liking to feel good about it, but generally liking the post, started DMing, asking if Laura could do custom bakery goods. Was she willing to do some small catering? Would she do something? And this got a flood of new customers coming in the door. Local influencers and news people picked up on the story of this entrepreneur, Laura, and the passion she had behind food and her baked goods. And it went from struggling for the next couple of months to becoming an even more staple neighborhood, beloved neighborhood outlet and a place that people started gathering. And to this day, Laura continues to pay that kindness forward. She has regular meetings with other small businesses, other creative entrepreneurs. After hours, they gather once a week and they talk about what they're working on and what they're doing. And they have monthly outreach for new people that want to go to bakery or new people that want to go into business. And she offers her space for the young entrepreneurs, the young caterers, the young bakers to come in. And my friends, there is nothing like mentoring. There is nothing like coaching. You will learn so much and you get so much more back. Granted, I do some consulting for pay, but for years, and even now, that mentoring, that free, when somebody asks you to share some time with them and share your experiences, this goes back to sharing your story like we talked about in episode 103. Sharing your authentic story, letting them know that while the struggle is hard, it is so worth it. And that when you're doing something out of passion, you will find your purpose. And you're doing something out of purpose, you will find your passion. So this is what this one genuine act of kindness did. One social media post that we just got done talking about. How on social media do we not share the kindness in the right way? This is an example of sharing the kindness, of just giving a genuine shout out, not for pay, not for free pastry, but because she really believed in Laura and what Laura was bringing to the community. And now Laura is being profitable. She's doing some new things and she's opening up her space to teach and mentor. Because when one person sees you, when one person believes in you, it will remember that one simple act, that one person believing in you can change everything. And that's just one of the many stories that I know. And my consulting people have had ups and downs, but I can share countless stories of how one small act can affect someone else's sense of worth, leadership style, or even the ability to show up. Now think about kindness in business and leadership. Why leaders who prioritize kindness build stronger teams and relationships and trust. Because in leadership, kindness just isn't a nice to have trait. It's a powerful tool for building high performing teams, fostering loyalty, and creating an environment where people feel valued and inspired. Here's why kindness as core leadership values, whether you're leading yourself or you're a solo entrepreneur, you're still leading yourself. And if you have a team, this is a game changer for businesses and personal success. Because when you have these core value leadership of kindness, you will be impactful. Kindness builds strong teams that will thrive when they feel supported, heard, and appreciated. Leaders who lead with kindness create an environment where employees will feel safe to speak up, contribute ideas, and collaborate effectively. And again, studies show that workplaces with high levels of empathy and kindness have lower turnover rates, higher engagement, and increased productivity. A leader who regularly acknowledges his team efforts and offers support during challenges will see more motivation, creativity, and a commitment from the team. Kindness also strengthens relationships. People are wired for connection. The kindness is the foundation of trust, whether in business, friendship, or partnerships. Kind leaders build loyalty, when people know that you care about them as humans, not just as employees or a client, they want to work with you and stay with you. Kindness encourages that ripple effect we talk about, because when you lead with generosity, others naturally want to give back. And you can prioritize this kindness to build business, right? You can help build your business. Successful business owners know that clients aren't just transactional. It's needed. We're in this to make a profit. We need to make a profit, but we know that it's also more than just a transaction. It needs to build a relationship. You've got to build a relationship in order to have sustainable growth. When you invest in building genuine connections with your customers, you will then create brand loyalty, long partnerships, and a business that thrives through referrals and word-of-mouth marketing. I'm not sharing anything new here with you, friends, but sometimes I think we forget that kindness can really grow, and kindness can move us forward. And yes, dare I say, kindness is a strategy if done in the right way, not to show up and be fake in social media, but to truly show up because you know that you are making a difference. Kindness is that strategy that will help you grow and build relationships and will help you continue to see growth in your business. And that might even lead to other avenues of your business. Personalized follow-ups will create repeat customers for life. A simple personal check-in email message, or even sometimes, dare I say, a handwritten note, after working with a client will show that you care beyond that sale. Customers remember businesses that make them feel valued. Follow with gratitude instead of just sales pitches. Create a natural opportunity for repeat business. Example, I have some wedding photographer, and as a wedding photographer, I know we sent anniversary messages to past clients. It creates an ongoing connection, leading to referrals for friends' weddings, family shoots, and future celebrations. And yes, quite often, we did a free anniversary shoot. So come around, even though I did destination weddings, come around the next time I'm in your town or the next time you're in my town, wherever I am. Let's try to get together 1, 3, 5 years afterwards and create an anniversary shoot, often involving new kids, new puppies. It keeps that story of life going and keeps me in the forefront so that they know that I care about them and I want to be part of it. And I'm excited to watch their family grow and be part of telling that story. Community engagement builds trust and brand loyalty. Customers love supporting businesses that support them back. When you engage in your local or online community, that means showing up at events, supporting other small businesses, and highlighting customers. It will strengthen your brand's presence. Go to the local farmers market, shake hands, let everybody know what you do. If you're a brand photographer, take some photos and share some of those photos with them on social media, and then give them some more to share because then they'll share that you took the photos. If you're somebody that has baked goods and somebody that maybe does pasta, or you're one of the catering companies, let these people know that you're using their products and how you use the products that you got from them in recipes or in catering events. Simply being kind and letting people know that you're using their services and how they're using them will make that business feel empowered. While it's helping you grow your business, it will help them grow your business. Sharing the good things that they're doing that help you is a sure sign of confidence and of kindness, because people buy from people they trust. When companies see that you're involved and you're invested, they're more likely to stay loyal. And when you show up and sponsor one of their kids' events in the smallest of way, even if it might be giving a little bit of your time. If you can't write a big check, most of us, the creative entrepreneurs, can't write big checks, but we can share our talents. And in doing so goes a long way to show kindness, that act of kindness. And I don't believe that that's being fake or phony. I believe it's genuinely sharing your gifts, because that is the rent that we're supposed to pay while we're here on earth, is sharing of our gifts. And that also supports other businesses, will create that referral growth. Kindness in business comes full circle. When you shout out, refer, collaborate with other businesses, that generosity will come back to you, my friends. Supporting other businesses strengthens your network and your credibility. Customers notice brands that uplift others rather than just compete aggressively or try to tear down. And yes, that means being kind in social media and sharing who you're collaborating out. Don't be afraid to give a high five to a competitor and say congratulations on whatever milestone they just succeeded or whatever milestone they just reached. Be kind, be gracious. Show that you're empowered by their success. Show that you are thrilled that they're finding that success. Key takeaway here, listeners, is your best marketing strategy just isn't selling. It's caring, and caring with kindness. When you prioritize relationships, customers will see it and feel it, and that trust will grow. And your business will thrive through loyalty and referrals. And your competition will take note as well. They will know that being kind does lead to success. Kindness creates more trust. Trust is that foundation of great leadership and successful businesses, and is built through consistency, respect, and kindness. People trust leaders who listen and offer constructive feedback with compassion and create solutions rather than shame somebody for their mistakes. Kindness fosters that psychological safety. Teams, employees, and staff will feel safe taking risks and making mistakes, are more innovative because they're willing to push a boundary to try something because they know that you respect the decision to try. Think about a leader who responds to mistakes with guidance rather than punishment, creates a culture of learning rather than fear. It results in a stronger problem-solving team cohesion and will make you more successful as a business owner. And your clients will be successful because of your team leadership. The takeaways here is that kindness and leadership isn't about being soft. It's about being strong enough to uplift others, create meaningful connections, and lead in a way that inspires trust and growth. Kindness of leaders, kindness in business owners aren't pushovers. They set boundaries, they communicate with clarity, and they uplift all those around them. Every act of kindness, big or small, will create that ripple effect that goes further than you realize. Let's talk about 3 ways to make kindness a daily habit. The 10-second rule. If it takes 10 seconds or less to be kind, it can literally take 10 seconds or less to be kind. Send a text, a compliment, an email, send a DM, send a voice message. That's what I do. Thinking about you today. Have a great day. Saw that recent post. Saw that you just got this. Heard that you just did this. Congratulate them. And sometimes just say, have a great, or in my case, have a fabbo day. Kindness in conflict. How to lead with grace and boundaries when things get tough. Being kind isn't easy, friends, but it's something that is necessary to grow personally and professionally. Self-kindness and leadership. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You hear this all the time. Be kind to yourself first. It fuels your ability to lead. Kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up every day in a way that lifts others up, and it will strengthen you in the process. Kindness isn't about perfection. It's not about being soft. It's about choosing to show up in a way that makes an impact. Whether you're in business, leadership, or in life, your kindness can be the reason someone keeps going. So this week, I'm going to challenge you. Practice one intentional act of kindness every day. And if this episode has resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters, that kindness isn't just on social media, that you are living proof, that you are walking the walk and talking the talk, that you believe being kind is a way to succeed in business and in life, but you're doing it because you want to be sincerely genuine, that it's a strategy, and that you use that strategy for the good and the greater of others. And of course, I want to remind you that if you want more mindset, motivation, momentum, sign up for the BeFabbo weekly newsletter. I'm not selling you something in it. Sometimes I might refer to something, an episode to listen to, or another book that somebody might have wrote, or something that I think that can empower you. And every once in a while, I'll put a special of something in there that I have to offer. But it's not full of hard sales. It's full of me being a business owner and me wanting to share and empower you. And if I can create resources to do that, some free, some paid, I will do that. But this BeFabbo newsletter, this weekly newsletter, is more about the pillars of Fabbo. And it will help you focus and be brave and be bold and be open to opportunities and show up authentically yourself. So make sure you grab that. The link is in the show notes. That's what I got for you, friends. That's what I want you to think about today. It just hit me differently. Kindness matters, and I believe that we need more kindness today than ever. So until then, stay Fabbo. Peace, gratitude, enjoy, my friends.